Okay, so we're going to go to do a sequence now on the floor, just adding some basic Pilates-based techniques to engage the core, create stability, and then also a little bit of mobility and stretching in that. Again, a short sequence. We're going to start to bring ourselves down to the floor as we finished the previous video, if you looked at that. All right, and we're going to be doing a roll down. So just remember the roll down, switch up through the midline. Okay, pelvic floor, perineum, deep abs, shoulders back and down. And then make sure that as we roll down from the neck and the shoulders and the upper back, we don't stick the hips out. Imagine the wall is directly behind you. We take a nice deep in-breath, draw everything tight in, tuck the chin, roll down from your neck, from your shoulders, from your upper back, nice and slow. Slowly, slowly, slowly working your way down. Once we are down, we're going to start walking your hands out. And we're going to take it to a downward dog position. Hands on the floor, look to the feet, feet hip distance. If downward dog feels too much, come to your forearms. You could do forearms if your wrists don't like it. Yeah? Or come down to child's posture, where we're going to come to in a sec. We're just pedaling those heels, tucking the head, lengthening the spine, opening up the shoulders. And then we're going to come down to the floor. Stretch back in child's posture. Taking this back to where it feels good for you. Staying with your breath. Stretching the hands away from the toe. Deep and wide breaths into your back. We're going to reach your right hand round, kind of level with your right knee. Sweeping your left hand round and seeing if you can get it on top of that right wrist and pull and gently feel a stretch through your lower left side of your spine. Coming back to the center child's posture, sweep your left hand round. I'm going underneath the sofa now. And taking the other hand to that wrist. And maybe feeling a bit of a stretch to that lower right side of your spine. From here, come back and then set your hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Draw your belly in. Okay? We're going to do cat and cow. So, cow, we arch the spine, tailbone away and look up, take the in-breath. And on the cat, we tuck the tailbone, scoop the belly and round the back, finish with the chin. Tailbone away to look up. Tailbone tuck, scoop that belly in and finish with the chin, rounding the back. Tailbone away, in breath to look up. Tailbone tuck and scoop and round and into your cat. Tailbone away to look up, in breath. Tailbone tuck and scoop and round and finish with your chin. And then take the hands off the floor to release the wrists and come to high kneeling. So you want your knees to be comfortable. So make sure you've got something underneath them. If you need for a bit more padding, knees, hips aligned. We're going to do a thigh stretch. Okay, this is all good work for your core, for the hips, and for the thighs, and that mobilizing and strength around the knee joint. Okay, so we take the hands out. If having the hands out doesn't feel good for your shoulders, just take the hands on the shoulders. So we're going to go back as deep as we can, but we want to go back without sending the hips back. Okay, we want to take the body back in as one unit. Okay, from your ear, from your shoulder, from your hip to your knee, there should be a long line if you were to look in the mirror. So I'm imagining I'm reaching out as if I'm holding and pulling on something. Yeah, and the same thing's happening with the hip bones. Yeah, I'm not arching up the spine either. I'm keeping everything pulled in tight. So as always, we're engaging through those deep postural muscles, pelvic floor, deep abdominals. Same time, try to relax your neck and your shoulders. Remember, you can take the hands on top of your shoulders if you need. So I'm taking an in-breath to come up, taking an out-breath to come back. Goes deep into that, as feels good for you. And then take your hands back to the floor. Walk your hands a little bit further up and your knees further up. So you're still hands on the shoulders, knees and the hips. Take your right foot back. Send the heel away. Reach your left hand up. Big stretch on the in and then threading it behind your right hand on the out breath. In breath to reach up. Exhale to thread through. In breath to reach up. So we're working here into that middle spine, that thoracic spine. We're breathing out to thread through as far as we can. We're breathing in to reach up and back as far as we can. And this is called threading the needle. Try to keep the body nice and central on the mat. And at the same time, don't get much range into this back and shoulders. And then release. Come back up to high kneeling to release your wrists. And then we'll continue with another mobilizer. We're going to step forwards with your right foot. And we're going to sink down. Keep the body upright, don't lean forwards, and then come back and straighten the leg, lifting the toes. Stretch down that leg. And then come back up, sinking down into that hip flexor stretch, feeling it on the back leg, and then the front leg, the hamstring stretch. Toes up, heel away. Once more. Keep the body upright. And into that hamstring stretch. And then come back. 2 hands under the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. This time, step your left foot back. Draw everything tight through your center. Reach your right hand up. Rotate round on the in-breath. And then thread it through, reaching through on the out. So we breathe in through the nose. As we reach up, we breathe out through the mouth as you thread through. Take it slow and controlled. Be guided by your breath. And be active in your center. Nice and light with those limbs. Trying to get as much range as you can. Feeling that rotation through the middle spine. Feeling the shoulder girdle. And at the same time, loading a little bit into the support arm. And then let's come up to high kneeling to take the hands off the floor and release your wrists. Stepping your other leg forward. Okay. And sink down. So we're wanting to feel this stretch through the hip flexors on the rear leg. Keep the body upright. And then sending it back, lifting the toes up. Feeling the stretch into the back of that front leg, the back of the knee, hamstring. And then again, going forward. So working between the two, mobilizing into the hips. And then coming back, lifting the toes, sending the heel away. Rolling that chest down where you can. So if you do these sequences every day or every second day, you will start to get that body conditioning and you will start to feel you're getting more range. And then let's come back and let's set the hands under the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips again. Draw the abdominals in. So we want to imagine we've got a tray of glasses on our back. We're going to reach the right hand forwards on the floor. We're going to step the left foot back on the floor. And then we're going to float those limbs up and see if we can hold that for a breath or two. Imagining that tray of glasses is on your back. And then we come back to all fours. Keep the body central. Left hand reaches. Right foot reaches. Then we float them up. And stay with the breath. If it feels too much to do alternate hand and leg, just do the leg, okay? So if we go again, right hand, left foot, float them up. Tray of glasses on your back, center is strong, limbs are light, coming back. Left hand reach, right foot reach. Float those limbs up. Think length, strength from your center. Stay with that breath. Coming back. Once more. Right hand reach, left foot reach. Float them up. Lift and length. Strength from the center. Stay with your breath. Coming back. Left hand reach, right foot reach. Float them up. And then come down and then into your child's posture. Take some breath. From here, we're going to roll onto your back. And we're going to go through what's called a pelvic tilt. So we set the feet hip distance apart. We make sure that the chin is slightly tucked so you've got length through the back of your neck so that when you're lying down, you should be looking straight up. If that's not happening for you, you'll need something underneath your head. So check that out. Then let's place the palms to face up by the side of the body. The feet are hip distance. Very important through this pelvic tilt that we keep the knees really steady. So we firstly do an arch of the spine, keeping the tailbone down on the floor. So we're creating as much space as we can in that lumbar spine. On the in-breath and on the out-breath, we're going to imprint that spine. So you're just tilting the pelvis. In-breath to arch. Exhale to imprint. In-breath to arch. Keep the tailbone down. Exhale to imprint. Keep those knees steady. Don't let the knees drop in or splay out. Use your breath. In-breath, arch the spine. Exhale, imprint the spine. So you can continue with this for a number of times. This is always good if your back is feeling a little bit tight or a little bit grumbly. Yeah, then come back to this basic and just reset and work through those deep postural muscles. Next time you go to imprint spine, continue to peel your spine up and off the floor. This is called pelvic curl. We come up from the tailbone and work our way up. We make sure the inner thighs are working. Imagine you're holding something between your knees or get a nice wide cushion and hold that. Take an in-breath, pull your belly in through to your spine and start to lower your back down from your middle through to your lumbar and down to your tailbone. We work through pelvic tilt, in-breath arch, exhale imprint, then peeling up. Lift, 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 lift. Send the knees away. Squeeze through the inner thighs. And then pull the belly in and start to roll it back down. So you can work a number of times here. Maybe 6 to 10 repetitions. You do your pelvic tilt first. Work through that, 6 to 10 repetitions. And then you could then go from your pelvic tilt through to your pelvic curl. Use your breath to initiate the movement. In-breath arch, exhale imprint, and then peeling up from your tailbone. And coming back. Next time you come up to your pelvic curl, you're going to hold that position if that feels okay. Squeeze through the inner thighs, turn the palms to face down and sweep your arms up and over your head. See when you do this, if you can keep everything really steady. Try not to change the position of your spine. We're not arching the spine now. We're not flaring the ribs. We're just breathing in to reach up and over. And exhale to come down. So to maintain that stability, we've got to switch on through those deep postural muscles. We're working through your glutes. We're working through your hamstrings. And next time the hands come down, bring the hips down. Take some breath and hug your knees into your body. And then take your arms out to the side. Drop your knees to the right. And look to your left and just release your spine, breathing. And then switching sides, looking over the opposite shoulder. Then come back to the center, placing your left foot on the floor and your right foot on top of your left thigh. draw the heel of that foot up, if it'll be okay, towards the crease of your left hip. Press the inside of your right knee. And then lifting your left leg off the floor, reach through the window of that leg and get hold of the back of your left knee and gently pull in for your figure of four stretch to stretch and open up around that posterior hip. Breathe. Every breath, just trying to get a little bit deeper, pulling that leg in. You don't want to just hold it. You're trying to breathe and trying to get a little deeper. You want to be holding this between 30 seconds and 60 seconds whilst you're pulling in. We can switch that. Take your left foot on top of your right thigh. Press the inside of that knee to square up the hips and then get hold of the back of the right knee. The head can be up or down depending on what's happening for you. Keep breathing, keep pulling that right leg in. And whichever leg is tighter, then that's the side that you need to work on. Stay with your breath. And release. Hug your knees in, get hold of the back of those knees. And then you're going to roll yourself up. That might take a couple of times. That's something to work on. And obviously that core is a big part of that. And then from here, we're going to work our way back up to standing. Okay, you could do that with a downward dog first and walk your hands to your feet. Anyway, that's a sequence for the floor. All right, that in combination with the other video I've done, which is for a standing mobilizer. Do that. One of those, maybe alternate them daily, and you will make progress. All right, well done.